welcome once again. So in this short demo, we are going to see how can we hit our cloud integration endpoints through Postman using the certificate-based authentication. So I have already created one integration flow, and whatever the configuration I have done here, that is pretty same configuration. I have not chosen the authentic authorization as apart from user role basically. So let me just set it in edit mode. So when you come to this authorization, there are two modes, user role and client certificate. So within the certificate-based authentication, there are two options actually. So if your client is sending you a certificate, you can import that. OK, but in our case, what we are going to do, we will be sharing our certificate to the requester actually to hit our cloud integration. So I will be keeping this authorization as user role only. OK, so it means whatever the configuration which we generally do, we will just stick to that. Now, what is the important thing which we have to do? So when you're logging to your tenant, so since we are using a trial account, so when I log into my trial account, I need to create instances and subscription. So basically, when I come to this instances, I need to create a new instance. And while creating a new instance, I have to choose a plan as integration flow. So this is going to be the very first thing which I will be doing here. So I will be coming to my BTP. I will be creating a new instance, and here the plan would be integration flow. So for that, I will be coming here. I will click on create, and here I need to choose as integration process integration runtime. When I choose process integration runtime here, you need to choose the integration flow because we are going to hit the endpoint of our cloud integration. So we will be choosing integration flow, and then we will be giving some name of this instance. So I have already created an instance, so I'm just discarding it. So I have created an instance as ADP, let's say. So once you are having that instance, now you need to create a service key. Okay, so now we have to create a service key with type as certificate. So now here there are two more options. Basically, one more option is there, like two set of certificates. Basically, one is certificate and another one is external certificate. So external certificate comes into picture when your requester is going to share you the certificate. That is what I was mentioning. So when you come here, somebody is going to share you the certificate. In that case, you need to select this client certificate, and then you need to choose the external certificate. But this option will not work for the trial accounts. OK, so we will be exploring by sharing our certificate to the requester. So in our case, the requester will be using a Postman to hit our cloud integration. So we will be selecting this certificate. OK, you can give some name as like certificate underscore test, let's say. OK, and then we will be selecting certificate from the drop down. We will just keep this as blank. OK, and we will just generate it. So if you see here, there is a validity of certificate as is also there. So that also you can maintain. So once the certificate is ready, once it is created, we need to open this and we need to download the certificate. And so there are two set of certificate which we will be creating. One would be .pem and the another certificate would be .key. Okay, so what we will be doing. So let's say once we are having the certificate ready, we will click on view, and here we are having the certificate ready with us. OK, so you can download the certificate. Basically, you can just copy and then you can share it, or the best way would be to you can come to this form. OK, so on this form there are couple of sections. So under this certificate, you will just copy this entire certificate and we'll open our notepad. OK, so now this certificate, this particular certificate, we need to save it as .pem. OK, so we will be saving two certificate. So one certificate would be .pem and another certificate would be .key. OK, so the very first certificate, let's save it. So before saving, you need to well format it, certificate. So this is the end certificate because it's a chain certificate. 5 like this. Then you will again come down. Here we are having the second certificate, 5, and we can come until the last. So now our certificate is ready. We can just do a save as and just save it as certificate.pem, and we just set it as all certificates and just save it. Okay, our .pem certificate is downloaded. Now comes the dot key. For dot key, we have to come down, and there is one more section. From this key, we will be copying, and we will again download this certificate. But before that, we need to do a well formatting. So we will come here, we will just save it. The certificate, okay, certificate dot key, certificate, yeah, certi underscore key dot key. So this certificate is also saved. So now we have downloaded both the certificate, and we would also be needing the host. Okay. So for the host, you can come here. We are having this URL, so we will copy this host because this host we would be needing while testing our service from the Postman. So now we will go to the Postman, and while testing the Postman, we would be needing the cloud integration endpoint. Okay, so the endpoint I'm already having. This is the endpoint which I want to hit. So this is my endpoint, and here I need to set the authorization as no auth because now we are going to import the certificate. So we will setting the authorization as no auth, and we will be coming to the settings and click on setting. We have to import the certificate, click on the certificate. So we will be adding a certificate. So host name already we are having. So I will be copying this host name and updating this host section. Now CRT file. So I've already downloaded the certificates. So this is my .pam certificate. It will be starting with CMS. And same way, the key, .key. So once the certificates are imported, we can add it. We are done. Body is already set. What is the request payload methods? Everything is all set. When you click on send, you will be getting a response, and we can go to our monitoring to see whether we have received any message or not. We can come to the monitoring section. We should be able to see a success message over here. If I set it, what has happened from past 1 minute, you were able to see a message. If I again go to my Postman and again if I hit, I should be able to see one more message over here. So this is how you can test using certificate. And just in case if your client is providing you the certificate, then in that case you will select in the client certificate, and you need to add the client certificate. So probably the root certificate. Okay, so the certificate you need to add it, and parallelly you need to do one more thing. You need to create a new certificate. So while creating a new certificate, what you have to do, you have to choose an external certificate in this case, and here we have to pass the external certificate, basically the root certificate. And how that root certificate will look like, the root certificate, we're starting with the begin certificate and ending with the end certificate we have to pass. So the certificate starting with begin certificate and until end certificate, you need to pass it. And when you are going to test the endpoint using Postman, so there is a slight difference in this case. So you will be providing the host name. So the host name will remain same. Okay, so this is the host name which you will be providing. And in case of .pam and .key certificate, your client will be using, whoever is going to hit the service, they will be using their own .pam and .key certificate. Okay, so that is the only difference. Rest all things will remain same. So that is what is part of the demo. I hope you have found this little interesting. Just try it out and explore the certificate-based authentication. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much.